Hiya, and welcome back to Moonlight Castle, the game that teaches us that Liam pulled a whole ass and Steven. If you don't know what that is, you're probably way too young to be here. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Patrice. I instinctively freaked out and held my hand back into my chest. Held still for a second and felt that warmth from the ring again. I wasn't trying to seize control over my hand, but rather it was guiding me somewhere, so I decided to let it go and see where it would lead me. I took small steps as I tried guessing where it wanted me to go. Do I have to explain the joke? Steven? Okay, so back in 2013, Cartoon Network released a show called Steven Universe. Because the saves are fucked. Yeah. They released a show called Steven Universe, and in that show, the theme song was, well, specifically in the end, it said Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and Steven. That's the entire joke. He pulled a and Steven. Took small steps as I tried guessing where it wanted me to go. What are you doing? I'm not sure. Maybe it's Liam's sister? Oh yeah, about her. Might have called her by name in front of you when I wasn't supposed to. Keep that secret for me, will ya? I will. The hand stopped in front of the boulder blocking the entrance. You want me to touch it or something? The temperature slightly shifted. No, wait, that could mean anything. Without a proper definition, it was up to interpretation. Make it hotter for yes and colder for no. The ring warmed up. Cool, you actually understand me. I should have whispered more. Patrice was looking at me again. I'm not insane, I swear. There, my hand is on the boulder, so is there anything I should... What the fuck? The boulder began fading away. Just like all the ghosts I've seen so far. Were the rocks fucking ghosts too? Did you just erase that boulder? I'm just as clueless as you. We heard footsteps coming our way, and Patrice instinctively placed himself in front of me. But I didn't sense any negativity in them. I'm exhausted. Hold on, we're almost there. The two comforted each other, but the moment Ryan saw us, he received an extra burst of energy to push forward and join us. Guys, I'm so happy to see you both safe and sound. Oh, why are you two in the lounge? Wait, the boulder's gone. Patrice was immediately going to run his mouth, so I tapped his leg, and when he didn't stop, I hit him harder. Okay, message received. No time to chat. If the door's open, we gotta run. Now. I wish we could gather the entire group first, but I understand the situation is currently too chaotic to initiate a search. Wait, I hear more footsteps. Shoot, you three start running. I'll catch up. I want to let them know the gate is open. If there's something that I've learned tonight, is that splitting up is the worst possible idea. You don't wait for them alone here. Russell was the first to appear in my vision. He was holding Liam, who had bloody clothes around his arm, and they were aiming for the safe room only to hesitate when our eyes met. Is the door open? Is the door open?
Dylan, the gate is open!
The lynx shouted. Russell resumed running and without a word went past us out of the building.
Run to the car and don't look back!
The ground underneath our feet was shaking, but there wasn't an earthquake. This was the weight of many people combined that were running in our direction. We left the castle. I didn't want to meet them. Slow them down! Get running! Get the car to move! Hurry! Heard Dylan's voice, but I was too afraid to look back. We just ran through the forest into the campsite and back to our beginning. My heart was pumping as much oxygen as it could, and I was way too tired for another round of adrenaline. In the midst of that chaos, Ryan caught up with us. Glad to see you all safe and sound! He shouted as he sprinted forward to get access to the car first. Ryan luckily only needed a button press to start the car. We hastily jumped in, turned it around, and waited, facing the road. Where the fuck is Dylan? Should we open the window, or...
No, lock the damn car!
But that way he won't... We need to protect ourselves first, sorry. Blake took initiative and locked us in. That selfish choice proved to be the wisest one tonight. We saw an army of strange people dressed in black capes running towards us, with one defining feature each. Doctor's white plague masks. Among the chaos, I noticed something and pointed at it. Dylan was in that mess, surrounded by a countless amount of them. Shit, he's struggling to get here. Are we gonna abandon him?
Ryan, listen to me. Turn the car around and hit them all.
But don't ask me to murder people so casually.
If you don't do that right now, they'll kill him, Ryan.
Shit, shit, shit! He cursed multiple times as the engine roared and the car drove over these so-called people. What they said was true, at least. They didn't damage the vehicle either. No sound or collision. They just popped out of existence.
Jump!
When the car was close enough to Dylan, the crocodile slashed a few more times with the knives he was holding and jumped on top. They tried doing the same, but Dylan smacked them away with his tail before they could land. Move! I'm trying, for fuck's sake! Everyone was struggling to breathe, me included. I couldn't imagine the pressure Ryan must have been feeling at that moment. Patrice was also hyperventilating again, and Clyde was trying his best to do some damage control. Let me see your wound. Russell tried mending Liam's wound, only for Liam to make space between him and Russell.
I'm fine, don't you touch me!
Ryan managed to drive us all away from those people, or at least far enough that we could allow Dylan inside. We all took one big exhale as we watched them becoming smaller and smaller until they were completely out of view. It seemed they all went through some bad stuff, probably even worse than ours. We have a lot to talk about, Liam.
I figured.
I'd do it right now, but you're wounded.
You're so considerate. I thought you wanted me dead.
Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the resub, Axel. Or Damien? Wait, no, it's Axel. I don't know.
You're so considerate. I thought you wanted me dead. Is seeing me hurt tickling your conscience now?
What about you? Do you not feel a slight shred of remorse for involving normal people into this?
It wasn't supposed to be like this. I need time to think about it.
This discussion is for tomorrow. Clyde looked like he had something to say but held it in. We were both mentally and physically exhausted. There was no way we would be capable of holding a proper argument here. Patrice calmed down and the car went quiet again, with nothing but her thoughts to fill in the blanks. I wanted to sleep, to shut down my brain, but my body refused to obey me. It believed to be in danger still. That fear of dying permeated not just me, but everyone else too. The ring would have to wait. I'll confess my findings tomorrow when a new day comes. Hopefully I wouldn't stay awake the whole night staring at my ceiling, afraid of the night breaking in my house and killing me the moment I tried closing my eyes. Day 4. It was the second time in my life I'd ever experienced a day like that. I remembered every single word we spoke that day. Nothing could have prepared me for what was about to unfold in front of me. Can you come over? I felt a strange sense of dread when I answered that phone call. It's urgent, please. You didn't disclose anything, but I heard voices behind you screaming, crying, and calling names, and that confirmed my biggest fear. I need help moving my belongings. I'm on my way. You were so strong, always putting forward a positive front for all of us. And I couldn't do anything for you. I had to sit there and watch them kick you out. Can we talk? No matter the situation, you were the one looking after us. Capable of making the right decisions, the ones that hurt the most. It makes me happy that you and your parents went to help, but I can't stay anymore. I knew it, and we knew it. Her reasons made perfect sense, but the house isn't big enough for all of us, and I can't impose further. I couldn't hold you back. You wanted to fly, and I respected that. I love you, Patty. I love you too, Nia. We were standing outside my house, the last time I got to look at your face. To hold you. Last time I kissed you. I'm sorry, Patty. This job requires me to leave the city and go abroad. I knew she wasn't lying. I could see how heartbroken she looked. We both were. I want you to know that you will always be the only one in my heart. You're irreplaceable to me. I thought those were her promises to me in the hope of reuniting. I never thought she had given me her last will. Years went by and I tried moving on. You look really cute. Why don't you come over to my place? Tried everything. I did everything, loved everything. Is something wrong? Your mind seems elsewhere. It never felt the same. Sorry, tonight's been great, but I don't think it's going to work between us. I hated how I inflicted on people the same pain I had received. But I couldn't lie. I couldn't pretend I'd developed the same love. It wasn't the same. It would never be the same. There's this guy eyeing you ever since you stepped in. Tried everything in order to find that feeling again, but it never moved past physical attraction. open to anything else because you never left my mind. You knew I had feelings for him. Why did you do it? It was an accident. You're a fucking whore. You made the first move, not me. You should have turned him down out of respect for our friendship. And missed my chance to feel whole again? It's your fault for not moving faster. But even then, your loss was decided the moment he set eyes on me. Oh shit. Is Ryan being a bitch again? If anyone knows, was that Ryan? I slowly opened my eyes as my vision focused back in place. I stared at the ceiling above. What was that dream even about? Why did I dream about... The ring around my finger was releasing a lot of energy. The temperature kept shifting between hot and cold. You saw it too, didn't you? I could feel her grief, the same emotion she never got a chance to process. It's okay. You're safe here. You don't need to hold it back anymore. For a second, I thought my words didn't get to her, but then I heard her voice creeping from the ring ever so slightly. It started as a whisper, then she weakly sobbed. That must have been tough. For all of them. I didn't expect a morning like this. I thought that by leaving the castle, all the weird supernatural stuff I saw yesterday would stay behind. But that was far from the truth. I sat at the edge of my bed thinking about what happened the night before, and the realization that everything was real completely sank in when I looked at my black wrist and the mark still sitting there. I'm sorry. I froze. Her voice, now fully coherent, was coming out of the ring. Hey, I get it. I mean, I couldn't fully understand, but I could try. Not exactly the best first impression. I'd offer you a drink, but, well, unless you want me to pour it on the ring? Then she giggled in between a few sniffles. That's silly. But I appreciate the kindness. I flushed red. Did she read my thoughts? Sorry, I didn't mean to. That dream of yours really flustered me. Give me a moment to collect myself. My mind bombarded me with questions that I wanted her to answer, including those about my privacy being jeopardized by a ghost. I can see why Patty would take interest in you. Holy fucking shit. This was the same ghost I met the night before. What happened? Nia Pratt, nice to meet you. Her body was somewhat transparent, but she casted a small shadow underneath her. Nice to meet you too, Nia. She didn't seem to have any real corporality as she floated about, but I did notice a thin line connecting her body to the ring. I feel like I owe you a lot already. Her voice sounded animated and expressive. It was a nice kind of friendly that put my mind at ease. Oh, don't mention it. I feel awful having to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to thank you by making your day worse. You wouldn't be the first. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't read my thoughts for starters. No more of that. It slipped due to our connection and my emotional state, but I'm okay. But then again, you entered my dream, so I needed to know what happened and learn about the situation. Sorry about that, too. I guess it was emergency, but we left the castle. It's over, isn't it? She gave me a sympathetic look, but I didn't feel reassured. You and your friends are still in danger. The castle will find its way to you regardless of where you are. My wrist keeping that weird mark was a terrible reminder of the legitimacy of her claim. We should take it slow, okay? You are not in immediate danger. And the others, are they fine? Yes, everyone's safe. What does it want exactly? Is it just going after people without a reason? I'll tell you everything I know. I grabbed an energy drink off my shelf. This kind of mess needed more caffeine. I'd like to start with more information from you, though. Otherwise, my answer won't make sense. She was already 10 times more helpful than her brother. How much do you remember from yesterday? I know that something weird happened with time, and I remember all of it now. Time itself was rewinded. Whatever I remember, technically these memories should have ceased to exist. They are removed from this world, but they still exist from this world, but they still exist somewhere else. The idea of a world in which he remained dead saddened me. It's easy to make our minds forget, but our bodies, their memories are impossible to manipulate. That's why us ghosts have a harder time keeping ourselves together. Can you explain to me why I dreamed about you and Patrice? I felt sorry for bringing it up again, but I needed to understand the logic behind it. This wasn't a coincidence anymore. Mediums specialize in gathering intel and dreams are one of the many tools we have at our disposal. Makes sense for you to use it on someone you're interested in. I didn't like what she was implying. Here. You have my blessing, by the way. The way she had genuinely endorsed it activated my fight or flight response, and the hatch shelter was waiting for me to dive in. He's attractive, okay? That's all you're going to get. There was no point in denying it when she had seen it for herself. Patty's a good man. I feel horrible knowing that he couldn't move on. I reluctantly came out of my hat and took a deep breath. These stupid feelings were keeping me away from the issue at hand, which was more important. Do you want to meet him? He did technically see you already, but he assumed you were dying. It wasn't a good scene for him to witness. He will be asking about you later. I don't want to put him in danger is what I would say, but I feel like I'm being selfish again. I did my best to keep him away from us, knowing how difficult the situation would get, but in the end my mistakes caught up to him. I waited as the turmoil within her kept growing. I think you both need that. Take it off your chest now that you can. The castle can wait. I just hope I'm not making a mistake. If you get scared of meeting Patrice, what will you do when Liam finds out? Listen. About that. Felt a terrible sensation permeating my body. A strange discomfort that wasn't going to go away. Did you feel that? Just look at that. Look at that. Look at the eyes change. Just. It's him. Who, Patrice? What does she mean by that? And why would I sense his presence? Things are going too fast. I did want to see him, but not immediately. Do I look good to you? I don't have enough time to adjust to my new form. This is the way I was dressed when I died. Could you materialize fake clothes on yourself? He couldn't get you out of his mind, eh? I could feel it at the door now, but nobody knocked. I hate how I can't hide because I'm tied to my own ring. Wouldn't you face through everything anyway? He didn't seem willing to ring the doorbell, so I might as well fetch it myself. I honestly can't complain about this. I would lose my mind too if I were you. I checked through the people and felt nauseous by the enormous amount of energy that surrounded Patrice. It didn't feel normal. Enough of this. You're giving me motion sickness. I slammed the door open and dragged an extremely shocked Patrice inside my apartment. And when the two made eye contact, the storm froze. God, it really is you. Patty. Hey. Her voice drowned into a sea of thoughts that couldn't take shape. It's really you, isn't it? His voice cracked. That single sentence was keeping him from bursting into tears. Yeah. What's left of me, that is. The tiger reluctantly walked closer and extended his paw toward her, the same way someone would check the authenticity of a mirage. What he wanted the most now was stood in front of him. It didn't fade, but he couldn't make contact either. And as he brought that hand back to himself, he sighed in defeat. I should have been there for you. Maybe if I had... Nia gently wrapped her body around Patrice as he slowly hushed those words into silence. Nothing would have changed. Believe me, Patty. You were never at fault. You made this young girl the happiest she could have been. If you were happy, why did you have to go? Because sometimes we have to make sacrifices. Is no sacrifice worth your life, Nia? Nia looked pained and fatigued. It alarmed us both. Hey, are you doing okay? My body is still unstable, and talking to Patty is flooding me with memories I haven't fully remembered. This conversation was taking a toll on her spirit. Sorry, I didn't know. No, you're entitled to be upset and mad for what I've done. I just wish I could tell you why I did what I did. In the end, you're always the one holding me back from crumbling. I couldn't stomach how Patrice wasn't allowed to interact with Nia the way he wanted. I knew it was possible for a ghost to regain a degree of physicality. Those monsters certainly did. Do you trust me, Patty? Always. Then if you do, Keep doing that for a little longer, okay? I watched as Nia channeled the storm Patrice had created into her body, slowly absorbing it all. That's when it hit me. She was trying to grant him that wish. Let me help. She didn't seem okay with it, but never voiced her opinion. Placed my hand on her, tried to, it sank into her shoulder. Yet as she absorbed Patrice's soul, she also fed on mine. My hand was ejected from her body as it solidified. It won't last long, but it would make me happy if you'd give me a hug. He didn't hesitate to indulge her request. The tears he had been holding back broke down his walls, streaming down his cheeks. Hold up. Okay. No idea how much I missed you, Nia. The lynx gently caressed his head as the tiger cried his heart out. I thought about you all the time. I hope you can forgive me. And as she comforted him, her eyes also welled up with tears. It's so frustrating. I'm incredibly mad at myself for allowing this to happen. I couldn't let you sink. Hang on, wrong one. Wrong EQ. I couldn't let you sink. You deserved a peaceful life. One we couldn't give you. I know what you're thinking, and that's exactly why I had to take the plunge on my own. Patrice tried speaking, but his words were being choked by the increasing sobbing. We built a real family together, and hope you can fondly look at those memories without grief. You will always be part of my family, Nia. A gentle smile formed in response. Be proud of the time we spent together. They gave meaning to my life. I'll never forget them. And as she finished talking, her body began disappearing. I'm growing tired. She wasn't the only one who looked exhausted. Do you want to sit? The tiger gave me a slight nod as he sniffled again. Sorry for making you see all that. I felt like showing up unannounced was worse than this, but I don't mind. That's okay. Your bed isn't that good. I didn't give you permission to lay on it either! I'm starting to feel like hearing that sentence is a rite of passage. I need to share a few more things with you before I completely pass out. Are you going to be fine? Just low on energy. So, what is it? It's about Liam. I know that you both must be super excited to share the news, but I need you to lie. We gave each other a confused look. I currently don't remember why, but it was a deliberate choice we agreed on. With who exactly? Did someone know where she was? I don't know. It's blurry. But I'm also worried about my brother's health. I watched Joel's memories and he looked just as unstable as Patty. I don't like this. He deserves to know what happened to you. Not right now. Please. You have to trust me on this. Fine, if that's what you think is best for him. Joel, you need to get medium training as soon as possible. Finally something exciting! When are we doing it? No, Liam will take care of that. My disappointment was on display for everyone to see. I promise he will. Don't look so disheartened. What about me? Am I useless because I'm not a medium? Nah, you have fewer options, but you can absolutely help them. Hell yeah! It makes me happy to see you raring to go. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm still wearing your ring and it's not a subtle accessory either. I can take care of that. In a matter of seconds, the ring faded away. Where did it go? I touched my finger and felt it. It's here, just invisible. That's right. Make sure nobody holds your hand. Well, I can do that. No, you can't. I wouldn't resort to my hat. The day just started, it was for emergencies only. I need to know why we have to go back to the castle. Because we forced our way out. Your friends received a curse that will lead them to their deaths if left unchecked. Shit. Though I find it strange that you don't have one. It doesn't matter. How do we get out of this situation? You'll need to go back and resume your investigation. How do I do that when everything wants to kill me? That's part of your job description. The thing is, curses are created by people that have succumbed to their negative emotions. Grief, hatred, regret, anger, guilt. These negative feelings carry strong desires that serve as foundations for a curse. So the objective here is to find out what the castle wants and appease it? It's not always possible to appease it, but learning the cause will provide you with more solutions, yes. And the castle just holds these answers for us, isn't that dumb? They can't help it. The castle is a physical manifestation of their desires. It's part of their soul, which means their motives are also hidden somewhere. I wanted to close my eyes again. Maybe this was another dream. You know what would make this easier? Knowing what my talent is. It was unfair how I was given all this work and nothing exciting to match it with. I can help if you allow me to dive through your memories. Oh, now you want my consent. First petty comment of the day. Hey, don't use my own memories against me. How's Nia doing? I lifted my finger up towards Patrice to offer a clearer view. I'm a bit spent, but I can't rest in peace yet. Didn't land? It sounded funnier in my head. It was clever, but I'd rather not hear you joke about your own death. Yeah, it was, too soon. Somehow that also felt like a joke. Are you sleeping with Ryan? Patrice, stay the fuck away from my fantasies! Wait, what? My face flared up immediately. Why are you asking me that now? He pointed at my pillow and chuckled. I smelled his usual pine scent and wondered if you guys... Do not finish that sentence. Couldn't believe he would say that even as a joke. He comes over to play games on my bed is basically a couch at this point. He's been giving me the cold shoulder ever since the gym accident. That was another unsolved issue we needed to address. Let me make sure my EQ is good. Alright, my EQ is good. I wanted to talk it out, but he didn't like the idea. I told him that I'm down to have a serious discussion, but he didn't answer. Give Ryan time to think about it. We've got other problems right now. Patrice sighed. He had been hiding his discomfort the whole time we discussed the castle. I thought we were done. I had mixed feelings about it. Part of me was down to admit that this whole medium thing was exciting, until Nia brought death into the picture. Why are you here anyway? I thought we'd meet on campus. I was in the middle of my morning jog and your place is on the way, so I thought I'd stop by. And totally not because of Nia. Hey, two people I really like are in the same place. Who wouldn't check? I chuckled. It was better having him here and keeping an eye on his curse up close. That explains how he just appeared out of nowhere and took me in. Gave me quite the scare, honestly. You had a strong presence. Presence? It's like your soul is bigger than your body and is expanding everywhere. Like the ghost we met in the library. Yeah, imagine yourself in the middle and there's this transparent aura all around you. Mr. Blorbo? Kinda cool. Under normal circumstances, I would agree with you, but I need you to stop doing it. Do I get to control that? Strong emotions make it big. I wasn't confident in my claims. Most of them were based on how it felt to me. Nia didn't seem to argue though, so I must have been right. I'm definitely calmer now, but also really tired. Nia did take a good chunk of your soul earlier. Should have asked her why she picked me over Patrice. And why she didn't look like a colored bedsheet anymore. Joel? Yeah, sorry, I got distracted for a moment. Feeling better? That curse Nia mentioned worries me. We should let everyone know as soon as possible. Calm down. Nia reassured me that we'd be fine for a while. I'm never going to be happy with my microphone. I don't even know how this curse works, so what am I going to say? I understood that he was worried, but Leah must have been aware of this too. Then our priority should be gathering My phone began ringing. Considering how much time I wasted talking, I figured this must have been Ryan. Hey. Morning, how are you doing today? There was a hint of concern and I couldn't blame him. Yesterday fucked me up in ways I never imagined possible. Alive. Thank God you are! And you? Ghosts, monsters, and his cloaked people with masks. It's just brutal. She kept worrying about you. I'm sorry for getting you caught up in all this. You didn't know that would happen. It's over. We can go back to what we always do. Yeah, about that. I could feel his emotions coming through the phone, and the way his soul moved and reacted to my words. And I couldn't bring myself to say it, at least not right now. You coming? Oh yeah, just give me a few. I should be there soon. I'll wait by the tree stump. Was this also part of becoming a medium? I didn't realize that having the ability to feel souls included the living as well. His feelings were pouring into me without the need for words, and they were so warm and bright that all the bad memories we shared didn't hurt as much. Being alive was all that mattered to me. I think I should go before Ryan shows up. No, you're staying! Especially with this curse going on. They're going to make it awkward. Good! Maybe that will encourage him to speak. I get it. I know that I'm just delaying the inevitable, but I thought I'd give him a break. We deserve a break just as much as he does. I was going to invite you for breakfast. Are you going to turn me down? It's a bit late for breakfast. Answer the question. You really wanted me to say yes. Of course I like the idea. It does feel good when you agree. Patrice stood up and stretched as I prepared to leave. His body twisted in ways I deemed impossible to replicate for a canine. That it's the spot. I imagined him curling into the smallest ball of fluff and smiled. What are you thinking? That Ryan will be here any moment and I need you to leave. Really? I mean, yeah, you're right about that. We walked up to the tree stump and waited. I offered Patrice a spot to sit with me, but he declined and sat on the grass next to me instead. It had been a few days since I managed to take a break like this and do nothing. Watching the world move around me was a special kind of feeling I always enjoyed. Then my eyes caught something strange around the main road that alarmed me. And that was just the first of many. They would blend among the crowd, walk alongside them, completely unnoticed by the people they followed. First I was worried. Their presence sent off many warning signs in my head. But they weren't doing anything harmful. I would have felt their negativity right from the get-go, but I didn't. In fact, they even caught me off guard. Were those souls unrelated to the castle? I could see everything, not just the castle. These ghosts weren't following strangers either. They shared a deep feeling of familiarity with the living. Came to realize a lot of things just from this sight alone. This was a sight every medium saw, one they couldn't share. They were obligated to lie and pretend not to see. It's going to be tough for me to adjust to this new world. Do you see it? He snapped back to me, seemingly lost in his own thoughts. What exactly? I shook my head in response, unsure if Patrice of all people needed to know. Oh, don't worry about it. He looked troubled, saddened by something. What'll happen to Nia now? I didn't have an answer to that. She's going to leave again, isn't she? You shouldn't think about that. The ring had fallen quiet for a while now. Her presence lingered but showed no reaction to his words. It's just painful knowing that our time together is going to end permanently this time. I don't know how it works, honestly. You should ask her. Find a solution or something. No, I know how she is. I'm sure that when the castle is gone, she'll ask you to let her go. And I guess I'll need to come to terms with her decision. This wasn't up to me. I placed my hand on his shoulder to be supportive. I'll help in any way I can. Thank you. A car parked next to us, and within seconds I saw Ryan coming out. Morning. He looked fine, but I felt off about this. There was something I struggled to put into words. Morning. Thought he'd have said something about Patrice being there. The two shared a short moment of silence, a look of acknowledgement that seemed friendly enough. I see that you're still bandaged. Don't worry, it's healing well and I'll take it off soon. Maybe tomorrow. Make some space for me. Did you even take a look at the tree stump? I'll sit on the grass. No, it's fine, I'll do that. We silently watched the cars drive by, but his vision lacked the floating souls moving on the sidewalk. I thought we'd drive to the saffron stash. We will, I just needed a moment, I guess. Been in that car for so long, I thought we could chat here. Sure. I agreed with the way he was feeling right now. This feeling of uncertainty looming over me, not knowing what I should be doing, what I should prioritize. Are you going back to campus? I haven't decided yet. Even if I do, I'm not going to be attending any lessons. I get it, you want to make sure everyone's fine. Are you? Of course, nothing can stop this bear. His soul didn't look the same to me, but it could have been the curse placed on him. Wasn't exactly an expert at reading souls yet. Didn't expect to see you here. His eyes moved to the side, locking onto the tiger. Well, you know, I was just jogging and met Joel on the way. He hummed a response with a monotone grunt, slightly dismissive. I invited him to join us. Is that okay? Yeah, of course he can. His soul was generating energy, spiking in power with tiny bursts of soul dispersing everywhere. You don't have to agree with me. True, I can leave and meet up with you guys later. Ryan's soul froze and quickly retreated. Oh no, why would you say that? I'm not mad at you, Patrice. You're not? It was a misunderstanding. You apologized, and the situation solved itself. You know exactly how I feel. I'm sure you wouldn't do anything to hurt Joel or me. Patrice's soul shrank further into his body, making a panicked motion that felt like fear. Is everything alright? They both reassured me that they were cool now, but I couldn't trust that completely. Was this also the curse at work? I didn't get it. We're all just grumpy because we haven't eaten anything yet. Don't you guys get angry on an empty stomach? I didn't skip breakfast, unlike Joel, but I get it. You skipped breakfast? That won't do. Get in the car right now! They both stood up and walked back to the car. Then the spirit's behavior changed. They were hurrying away, taking as much distance as they could from him. Were they sensitive to the curse? No, wait. You should have done that from the start, from the moment he parked here. Ryan walked up the car and leaned forward. I looked around trying to find a clue, but nothing weird caught my attention. What's up? Are you not getting in? Our eyes met. The bear also seemed fine, maybe upset by yesterday's night, but who wouldn't be? I mean, yeah. You look worried. I should tell him, but I didn't want to make it worse for him. Stop doing that and say it. Remember what Liam told me yesterday? He said a lot of stuff. Fair, he said I became a medium. Yeah, what about it? I see them everywhere now. You mean? Yeah. I hate this, let's not think about it! I figured. Neil was an exception. A big one at that. She didn't look like a ghost anymore. Ryan didn't get it at first, then I saw his expression change as he realized where I was going. Are they here? He eagerly faced the main road, hoping to catch the same sight, only to be met with disappointment. I don't see them! I figured. Only I can. You're always going to be the same in my eyes, so being able to see dead people isn't an issue to me. Oh, he missed the mark with that one. Thanks, it does feel weird, though. I'm sure it can be distracting. I'd always be looking at them. Wait, are these ghosts dangerous? I would have felt it, I think. Then you're good! That wasn't the point! Still not convinced? Yeah, it's about getting used to it. Then I felt that sharp pain in my head pointing forward, and I quickly entered the vehicle. Turn the car around. Let's take a different road. Why? Where's it coming from? Just do it, please! It was growing more and more intense. This kind of pain would have knocked me out if my seal was still here. Okay, I guess we're taking the scenic route. I checked the rear view mirror in hopes of identifying the source, but failed to give this omen a label. Then heard a snapping sound, looked up and saw the light pole slowly coming loose. Drive! I'm doing it! The whole thing is coming down! He scrambled to get the car running after seeing it too. Faster! People were screaming, alerting others to move away, and then soon enough it began falling down. That hit too close to home for me to feel relief. Mustered the courage of checking behind us, and as Ryan continued driving, my face paled. We barely got away. Oh my god! Patrice was fully turned around, facing the road and watching the mess we left behind. Holy shit! What are the chances of something like that happening? You told me to drive! You knew? I felt something, but I didn't expect that to happen. This was worse than I thought. I protected Ryan, but what about the others? I couldn't guarantee everyone's safety. So this is what she meant. She? What are you talking about? He made a mistake. He was referring to you, Ryan. Oh yeah, totally. I didn't get it until you pointed it out. Joel thinks he can keep it a secret from me, but I am very observant. He can believe whatever he wants. I need to get in touch with Liam immediately. What are you doing? Texting Liam. Great, are we still going to the saffron stash? Yes, I'll tell him to meet me there. Ryan reached for his radio and turned it on. I'm going to need a good song after that one. Liam reassured me that he'd take care of it, but I didn't feel safe at all. Maybe on my favorite station? There was no music, just a political campaign for the new mayor. You should have seen our faces when the renovations began. Ryan let out a disappointed grunt and turned it off. Whatever, I'll just play from my phone. Things just keep getting worse. What now? He eyed my phone and saw my mom's name displaying on the screen. You should answer that. I don't think so. I wouldn't be able to lie and act normal. It's over, Joel. This won't ruin our day off. Yeah. I sincerely hoped Liam did have a solution. My headache slowly died down, a comforting sign that we were safe for now. At least the longer drive allowed me to process my emotions and calm down. When we arrived, I left the car first and hurried inside. And I was met with the classic empty restaurant with just Russell at the counter. Where's Liam? The bull locked eyes with me, but held back from answering my question. I have something for you. Russell's eyes shifted from me to Patrice, showing a hint of surprise that quickly faded away. Morning. They said the same back to him and joined me at the counter. Liam left this box for you. Wasn't fully aware of what the Lynx had in mind, but I could feel a warm energy coming from it. I love gifts! Last time Liam gave me something like this, a fake spider came out instead. I wonder if being jump scared now would freak me out less than before. Did the castle help you? Well, I knew he didn't want to talk about it yet. Ryan, look at this! Moved the box closer and opened it. Oh, I don't get it. I grabbed one out of curiosity and experienced a sense of relief. They were interacting with my soul, granting a strange wave of pleasure similar to a massage. According to Liam, these are protective charms to fend off evil. We assumed you also needed it, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Russell, please. Shut up. Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, Russell! Shut the fuck up! It's better safe than sorry. Yeah. I looked at Ryan's confused face as he browsed through the pile. Don't keep him in the dark. Oh no, I forgot all about his annoying talent. So, what do I do with these exactly? Just keep them with you at all times. They're so warm! They will run out in a day or so. Make sure to come by when they do to get another set. I need to avoid eye contact. Thankfully, my mind prioritized something else. I was mostly worried about Patrice. Russell was able to read Russell being able to read minds was a joke that suddenly became too real too fast. I need to ask for stickers next time. They would look cute on the back of my phone. Would that still work? If you keep your phone close to you at all times, I think so. This baby right here is like beer. Too important to forget. It's a little weird that you guys were ready for this, like you expected it. What? Was I the only one thinking about it? No, that's... The castle cursed us. We all felt it in the morning. You did? Wow. That's wow. I'm guessing this is a medium thing, but can you actually describe this to me? I want to understand it. Russell eyed him with a veiled concern, unsure of what to say. Are you sure you want to know that? My tolerance has increased and I'm wondering how far I can push it. It's like this feeling of dread slowly creeping up on you. A gut feeling that something terrible is about to happen, and even if you want to get away from it, there's no place to go that feels safe. Is that true? Never been happier to be curse-free until today. That did upset me. His emotional reaction was different than usual. He seemed to have more control over himself, with subtle shaking coming through when he wasn't holding his hands together. Maybe he shouldn't have gone so deep into that. I simply stated how I felt before receiving the charm. I watched Patrice hold the charm tighter to his chest. These papers are good, though. I might need more of these regardless. What bothers me the most is that this curse could get others killed. Innocent people who did nothing wrong could get dragged into this just because I'm there. They won't. Everyone will be fine. These charms will keep you safe. It's a temporary solution. They won't hide you forever. They camouflage your soul. Something like that, yes. You know, having to hold on to these forever isn't ideal. How do we get rid of the curse? I couldn't get away from this anymore. We'll have to go back. You're joking, right? The bear sought confirmation from Russell, but the bull didn't say anything. Come on, tell me that there's another way. You guys got these amazing powers, but nothing will work? Can't you just dispel this like wizards do in games? I'm sorry. I felt awful. He didn't sign up for this, and I couldn't provide a real solution. I wasn't blaming you guys. We're having another meeting tonight. Is Liam planning to take us back? I can't say, but I'm confident about tonight just being a strategy meeting. I'm going to the bathroom. I need to make a quick call to my therapist. That was going to be one awkward call. Are you going to tell him everything? It's a one-week ticket to a psychiatric ward. Yeah, change a few things and cancel our appointments for a while. Maybe a medium therapist exists? You think so, but wouldn't someone have recommended it to me already? I don't think anybody knew it was somehow correlated to your issues. We don't know that for sure either. About that. Patrice dialed a number and waited for it to ring. Now I'll get back to you in a sec. Let me get this done first. I'll start cooking in the meantime. This sucked. There was no way around it. We had to go back. Were you already a medium? I always wondered whether he was keeping it a secret. No. I couldn't see souls until yesterday, just like you. And yet your talent was already unlocked. I don't understand it myself. He didn't know how to use it. Lucky me! Wait. Man, where's the thing that I fidget with? Where is it? There's this, and I'll just fidget with this. I guess we're still in the early stages. Hopefully we'll get the hang of it. Again, take your time. What about the monsters? Have you met those? Yes. A hint of regret in his voice. Just like Liam invited himself to our table, so did Russell. I've never liked swimming. You guys use water to slow them down? I didn't think of that myself. He looked at me confused. No, he was the one splashing us with that disgusting slime. Then I came to understand a horrible truth. We met different monsters, didn't we? It's not reassuring to learn that. I'll tell you more about mine then. I shared my castle experience with Russell. That's a lot. And this is just my own exploration. Tonight I'll hear all about everyone else's. I'm back. Do you feel better now? Raised an eyebrow in confusion. Ryan, instead of looking flustered by the question, yeah, of course. Was your stomach upset or something? His fur became redder the longer I stared at him. Oh god, was he masturbating? No, I'm okay. I think I have no reason to look this embarrassed. Basically, I remembered what I told you back in the car, and I realized how stupid I sounded. I agree it was funny. Yeah, he probably would have smelled it if he was gooning. Probably would have smelled it. What was he doing? I don't think he said in his route what he does. He was pissing. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'd agree it was funny. Is the food ready yet? Almost. Patrice returned and seated himself next to me, with Ryan on the other side. Oh, he has urinary problems? I have a theory, but it's not really appropriate to talk about here. Why was I always in the middle? You guys got anything planned for the day? Nothing, I'm on vacation. I wish I could say the same. What's wrong? My car's not looking so good, I'll have to drive back to my uncle's place and get it checked. That seems strange to me, but I wasn't a mechanic. I'm sorry to hear that. The charms are truly safe, right? I can't go walking into his garage and making it worse. You're going to be safe, just keep it cool and don't get emotional. Alright, that should be easy. Russell plated the food and I watched Ryan happily munch down those sausages. He went back to his usual self a bit too fast. Don't let the food run cold. Sorry. Yeah, I'll share it on Discord. My appetite increased after losing that seal, but I also felt stronger in a way. Remember those days when I looked pale and ready to collapse? That seemed unrealistic now. God, I needed that. My senses sharpened after having breakfast. I could feel all the souls nearby just by focusing on my own. Ryan's calmed down after obtaining the charm. Russell's was much bigger, such a clear difference that confirmed his new status as a medium. Yet I couldn't feel mine. Asking Russell was pointless since he lacked the experience to provide the answers I was looking for. Isn't it sad? What is? Today we got here so late that this is lunch now. Yeah. Hey, you were judging me! No, I agree with you. Yes, but the way you looked at me said otherwise. That's up to interpretation. Your eyes can be petty as well. I smiled. Totally. This is your check. I gave it a passive glance, but the final cost immediately caught my attention. Wait, why is it cheaper? You're right, I didn't notice. We paid almost double that amount yesterday. It's on me. You really want us to come back that badly? You don't need to sweeten the deal. I noticed a weird shift in Russell's soul, but I couldn't understand what it meant. Leave it on the counter, I'm being called. Guess we'll do what he says for now. We spent some time on meaningless conversations to stop thinking about the castle. I'm glad Ryan didn't fight me on the bill today. Shame, I like seeing you two bicker. Does it remind you of her? A little bit. She would make her intentions clear and we would follow along. You couldn't say no to her, but she'd create fun out of the most boring thing in the world. A shame I didn't get to meet you guys earlier. Ryan and I would have loved some company. You like Crocodile Man, right? Like? I was obsessed with him. Remember that picture we found? Yup, you guys got that after watching the movie. It would have been cool to see it with you, in a group of 5. Maybe things would have gone differently with more friends around. Don't say that, you're torturing yourself over what-ifs that don't exist. Ryan? He seemed lost in thought. The more Patrice and I talked, the further away he seemed to be. Oh, sorry, what were you saying? Nothing important, really. Ryan moved away from the table and then stood up first. Leaving already? Yeah, sorry guys. You've got Patrice to keep you company. Will you be back later? Of course! I'll have dinner here with everyone. He walked closer to Patrice and spoke directly to him. I'm going to get out of your way now. That's not what I want! I didn't say it was. Ryan. He waved his paw to keep me away. Just forget what I said. I know you'd shut it all down and I don't want that. The bear left before I could answer, and judging by the way Patrice stared at him, he knew something I didn't. What was he talking about? I think he's not over what happened yesterday. Did you guys talk it out or not? I'm so confused. He had said that they didn't, but then Ryan claimed the opposite, and now we were back to square one. I thought we were cool. It's not like this is entirely your fault. I didn't communicate well either. Ryan had been acting as if I was already dating this man. Whatever, this conversation will go nowhere if he's not here. We should let it go for now. I did say that it'd be best for Ryan to take the first step. I'm not happy about that, but I can't really do anything either. I felt sad knowing that Ryan was out there alone. I would have liked to have him here. Hanging out together sounded fun. Same, he's so stupid sometimes. Especially now that I want to dig deeper into my trauma. Well, it can't be helped, but I can't compare to those professionals you paid for, can I? You can see stuff they can't see. It might be the reason why nobody could help me. I guess I could do a side hustle investigation to keep my mind off Ryan. As Patrice unlocked his phone to show me his notes, we left the restaurant. I tried calling Russell, but he seemed busy and didn't respond. Seeing a ghost gives me the same feeling I experienced when I was a kid, but we don't know why. You didn't give me the whole story, though. I stopped you halfway. If you were hoping for a random ghost to show up, then you're out of luck because that didn't happen. You remember the whole thing, right? Of course I do. He gave me a confident look that soon crumbled under my doubts. I think so. Because it is possible for you to forget what happened and only retain the feeling. My memory of it feels cohesive, like there isn't a hole in it. What about earlier? You told me that you came to, then saw the man. You think I only assumed I was out goal before that moment? It's a possibility, but even if I were right, we can't exactly confirm it. No, that's not true. We can look it up online and read about it. I should do that. I unlocked my phone and started typing keywords that could show me an article of the accident. It should be dated summer 2009. He inched his head closer to the screen only for me to back off. No, you're not reading it. Ugh, the curiosity is too strong. I just went through a few wrong pics, but eventually found one that discussed Patrice's car crash. It'd be best to read that on my laptop, but I didn't bring it with me. I was going to ask why, but then the answer came to me at full force. The whole site was covered in ads, only feeding me a few lines before asking me to subscribe, followed by a delayed cookies request. I had forgotten about this garbage completely. I didn't exactly read the news often. So, find anything? I did, but I'm only allowed to hear 2 lines before being forced to listen to a shampoo advertisement for 2 minutes. Yeah, we should think about an alternative. I can still run this in the background, I think. I was being optimistic. I don't have that kind of patience. What about your parents? I kinda know their version of the story already. Kinda? The identity of the driver who died. I was never told who he was. I returned to the article, ignoring a bunch of garbage about cars and searched for names. They mentioned a guy named Orlando Beck. Is that it? Patrice gave me a little chuckle in response. That's my dad's name. At least I was reading the right article. Mom told me the other family agreed to keep their identities completely anonymous after a settlement. But she has to know something. I asked, but she hit me with the I don't remember card. Why do you think the other family cared so much about anonymity? And again, I also wouldn't like having my name online in any shape or form. I know my parents, they're softies. I'm sure they felt bad for them and wanted to help. They were completely unharmed too, so that must have played a big role as well. I hope the others covered the repairs at least. I think they did. There was a new car in our garage a week later. A different idea popped into my head. Where did it happen? Is it nearby? You want to go there? Patrice's words stuttered as he anxiously rubbed his hands together. If your parents can't help, we need to find someone who will. I mean, yeah, I guess we could do that. Are you okay with this? He was visibly shaken by my plan, but struggled to express his feelings. I think so. You don't know this, but I've been avoiding walking on those roads. We can take it slow, and if you ever feel overwhelmed, tell me and I'll take you away. I appreciate that. But it should be fine now. It's just a road and I can't see ghosts like you do. Yeah, about that. Yeah. My eyes bounced between Patrice and the curious ghosts who were listening to this conversation. You should avoid mentioning it, though. Apparently that's enough to grab their attention. Oh my god, don't look at me, I'm so sorry! They quickly faded, one phase through Patrice, then underground. I felt a chill in his spine! It's just getting colder. I awkwardly laughed it off. Unless it's serious, I'm not talking about it. Same for you. You'll have to ask, then. I'm sure I won't do that. I watched Patrice type on his phone, then point toward the street ahead of us. He could take the train and take 20 minutes. Another awkward confession for me. Damn. I'll cover your ticket, don't worry. Thanks. What's wrong? You might have spared me from admitting it, but you basically know I wanted to say already. That was more than enough for me to feel shame. Nothing else felt that chill. See, I told you I wasn't imagining it. We're going on the train to keep ourselves warm. The image of Patrice and I hugging each other to fight off the cold flashed in my mind, and that made me tighten the grip on my hat. I was already using it, might as well double down. This way! We walked to the train station and waited for the earliest train. There should be 2 more steps from here. I took the window seat. Nobody could take away my right to dissociate while the scenery moved away from me. The tiger gave me a little smirk as he sat in the opposite seat, facing me. Guess you'll watch outside, and I'll watch you. I used every ounce of my willpower to resist the hat's call. You're being silly and loud. Sorry. Should I whisper it to you next time? I decided that him being even remotely closer to my face was worse. I see that you're feeling better. I'm managing, but a beer would help plenty. Maybe I should grab one on the way. The train rocketed down the steps, picking up speed as we felt its tremors underneath our feet. What's our plan once we get there? We want to learn more about the car crash, so anything goes. You'll ask the people who live there, and I'll ask the people who used to live there. Patrice looked confused for a moment before getting what I truly meant. A clever way of keeping him distracted. Great idea, that way I won't freak out. Do you want me to call Liam? You can, but I don't expect anything more at this point. Thinking about how much miscommunication there was between us and Liam soured my mood. Hey, Joel, I get it. He leaned forward, placing his hand on my knee. Liam isn't the kind of guy everyone can get along with. He's done a lot of stupid things, and I'm not trying to justify that. The tiger tilted his head toward the window, his eyes focusing on the reflection in the glass rather than the scenery behind it. I don't understand him either sometimes. He's right to feel upset at his family for mistreating him, at Nia for disappearing, and at me for, well, running away. This doesn't mean he should punish everyone and everything for it. I think he still cares about you, just in his own weird way. I used to see Nia whenever I'd look at him, and I couldn't take it. I had to leave. I didn't want to make it worse. I knew that I couldn't be there for him, not until I managed to move past this. But you never did. Don't blame yourself. Leah must have known that you weren't doing good either. I think so. I always felt targeted. His pranks and harassment reminded me of things I couldn't do. And yet he always comes across as forgiving towards you. I don't think I'm imagining it. I feel like we're looking at this from the wrong angle, but I can't exactly piece it together. He's always been an eccentric guy, so who knows what he really wants. Patrice unlocked his phone and with a nostalgic look in his eyes stared at his contact list. Sometimes it feels like he wants people to hate him. Isn't that crazy? He seems so detached from everything, even when he's joking and teasing us. Patrice looked annoyed, like he had that feeling of not being able to express exactly what he was thinking. Now I should apologize, that's all there is to it! Willie flushed over him and I gave him a gentle nod. Next time you should tell him that, let it out, I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it. Patrice dialed his number, turned on the speaker and passed it to me. I feel like he should be holding it. Just help me out, it feels easier with you. I felt silent, letting the echoing ringing of the ongoing call answer for me. I guess it can't be helped then.
Patrice? Didn't expect you to call me.
I could hear him huffing and shuffling, whispering a few words to someone else. Well, I need your help on something and...
Stop! I said I'm not wearing that.
Are you busy? Should I call you back later?
Blake? Get that shit away from me!
It didn't take long for us to connect the dots when we heard the wolf's voice.
I can absolutely help you. Just need some space from this motherfucker here.
What about helping me? I need you to wear this, so give me your measurements.
Never. It smells like you! And I hate it! Where are you anyway? I thought I'd catch you on campus and give you a little thing for protection.
The charms, I got it from Russell.
Good.
You should text me if anything important comes up.
Can I?
Yes.
You better not regret that choice.
Patrice looked sad, like he regretted other things instead. Say hi to Patrice for me.
Where are you going?
You know where I'm going. Hurry up and join me.
One moment.
It's not exactly sure. Maybe I should let you do your thing.
Being so overly considerate is annoying. I want to multitask. Now speak up!
I'm going back to the car crash site.
Joe's there with you, isn't he?
Correct. We're on our way there.
Listen, I can guess what you guys are thinking because my sister and I attempted the same thing back in the day.
You did?
Of course. Come on, think about it. We visited that place a couple of times together.
Yeah, but...
We did our best to not let you in on what we were doing.
I'm guessing it didn't work?
It's hard to make anything happen when he's not actively cooperating, but yes, we tried and failed.
Then tell me what to do.
Patrice's trauma will do the work for you. Ghosts are attracted to what they can understand the most.
Having an imagination sucks so much right now. But there is also a chance of not finding anything.
Yep, that's just how it is. That accident is old, so finding a ghost that actively remembers it is unlikely.
Don't tell me to give up. I need something.
Why don't you guys stop at the library? We have a newspaper archive.
We do?
I don't understand Joel not knowing about it, but you've been on campus longer than us, Patrice.
Sorry for not being interested in journalism.
Whatever, I'll look into it for you. I'm stopping by the library anyway.
We were hoping to get in touch with the family of the deceased.
Oh, looking for names? Usually printed articles have more info on them.
Hey, thanks for helping out.
It's just on the way. Don't mention it.
Remember seeing a little tribute on that road, though. Can Joe really do nothing with it?
He could.
What do you mean? Stop keeping stuff to yourself.
I'm simply being cautious, Joel. You have no discipline and you're relying heavily on instincts.
A little bit. Is it dangerous? I'll be the first one to back out if it is.
It can be exhausting. Consuming too much energy will hurt your soul.
Not deadly, but it can be painful. That doesn't make it better! I want to do this. I can take it. I'll remember that line later. I kicked him and watched him yelp. It was satisfying. Getting out, I forgot! The train began slowing down as we approached our destination.
I don't think you've ever seen one before, but you might be able to attract a black ghost.
Another color? What does this one do? Liam.
It's not a real ghost. We call them memory ghosts, and they're floating pieces of history.
Wow!
They may carry a tiny portion of soul from the ghost they detached from, but there's little information on them. Not everyone can summon a memory ghost, let alone use them. They require an incredible amount of energy to function.
It's our stop. We need to get out. We left the train, and I simply followed Patrice's lead. I think I've seen one before, actually.
You did?
Wasn't in the castle, though, but before that. I thought I imagined it, but hearing you talk about this, maybe I did see one.
Those ghosts don't just wander around. One will only appear when something that resonates with them is nearby.
I see.
A shame it could have been related to you.
Well, I might come back.
If you can replicate the moment you spotted it, yeah. Sometimes you alone aren't enough. Memory ghosts are harder to crack than curses because they're little more than shells. It's a fragment left behind by a soul that responds to specific things.
We heard some pushing and pulling coming from Liam's side.
Yes, okay, sorry, I'm done! Gotta go. I'll see you guys tonight at Russell's.
I hurried out a goodbye and returned the phone to Patrice. I'm just saying, if I see anything weird, I'm dragging you out of there. It's going to be tough for you to see anything. I can see you at least. Keep your eyes on our path. You'll need to show me where to go first. It's not that far, you'll see. Roads were bustling with spirits, invisible life that accompanied the living. But the more we walked in the direction Patrice pointed to, the fewer ghosts I'd see. Some would stop, disappear, or turn back around. They didn't like the road we were taking. But I couldn't feel anything. Usually not feeling anything was a good sign. It's here. Turn around the corner, and there it was. A small stone slab decorated with flowers, candles, and a short message for the one who died here. The energy around it was thicker, but not dangerous. Maybe this was what was bothering the spirits. I can see that someone comes here sometimes. True, the flowers looked new, with no sign of erosion from time anywhere. We could wait and ambush them here, but we can't afford to waste time now. I wanted to believe Liam would give us what we were looking for without us having to resort to stalking. He looked upset more than usual. How are you feeling? I don't know. There's this aching feeling in my chest that I can't quite place. I thought being here might bother you when your trauma resurfaces. No, this isn't the same. You might be sensitive to the occult now, then. Am I allergic? Is that what you're trying to say? It sounds so incredibly stupid. You shouldn't be, though. You're not a medium. And normal people are highly tolerant of supernatural manifestations. Something about Patrice was abnormal. It's getting worse, Joel! I watched him hold his chest with a pained look in his eyes. Give me your hand. I ignored my intrusive gay thoughts and focused on sharing some of my soul with him. Feel warm. My chest is easing up already. Try to relax and get some deep breaths in. You've been subconsciously producing more soul and it's hurting you. I guess this is too much for me in just one day. I was supposed to look after you, not the other way around. That's okay, I'm sure you'll get your chance to return the favor. At least the guy taking care of me is really cute. I'm trying to focus here! Am I too much of a distraction? You'll never get to hear my answer. How are you feeling? Is the pain gone? I think so. Maybe coming here was a stupid idea. I still want to try something if that's alright. Sure, I'll let you know immediately if the pain returns. This could be a new way for Patrice to release energy, now that he's regained control over his body. But we needed to find the source and solve this issue completely. I need you to dig inside your memories and experience it again. That's gonna suck, but I'll try. I tightened my grip on his hand. I'm here. You have nothing to fear anymore. Patrice took a deep breath and smiled. Close your eyes and let it happen. Focus on what you consider important. The stronger the emotion, the better it will be. I watched his expression shift, showing a lot of negativity just from diving into a blurry memory of the past. It was much worse than he was letting on, but those strong walls he erected to cover the truth were long gone. You can do it. I'm going to fight along with you, Patrice. There it was, a floating shadow with a piercing look that I could never forget. I did see one before, after all. I feel uncomfortable. Did we do it yet? Not yet. Don't lose focus. Couldn't let this opportunity go. I need to get this done fast before Patrice's connection to it breaks. But I couldn't speak to it either. I wanted to get his attention, but this ghost wasn't truly a ghost. I could see it in their behavior. That empty look in his eyes was exactly as Liam described it to me. This was a corpse that Patrice temporarily brought back into this world. So they reached forward, hoping that by touching it something would happen. It felt weird and hollow. A completely different feeling from the other ghosts I've touched. This one felt like the closest I could get to touching death itself. The person who left this here had passed on and left this plane completely. This was just a leftover. Yet as I injected more and more of my soul into this thing, strange noises filled my head. Static voices. Robot sounds. And a lot of background noise that didn't allow me to hear with enough clarity. This ghost needed more. Whatever I was looking for was buried deeper inside. That was it. Some blurry pictures were coming in and out of my vision, but just like the voices, everything was too difficult to understand. I'd pushed through. Patrice was also fighting, so I wouldn't let his efforts go to waste. I've been for this moment. I heard your car engine running and tapping sounds. As the person kept talking, my vision adjusted. I'm so proud of them. The gift I picked, but it might be... I couldn't understand what happened next. A strong voice yelled something too loud for me to understand. Noah! Wake up, I'm so sorry. This is my fault. Stay. Don't die. He seemed to be reaching out for anyone. There was a lot of grief and regret in his voice. Everything seemed frantic and chaotic, with more screaming, blinding lights, than fire. Remember, follow your heart and be who you want to be. Joel! Hey, Joel! I shot back up, feeling extremely disoriented and frightened. What's wrong? I found myself on the floor. Patrice was gently holding my head as he kept yelling at me up close. Thank God. A small group of passerby had gathered around us, and after seeing the awkward position we were in, I wanted to disappear. I'm okay. I quickly murmured an apology and stood up. Patrice helped me to disperse the tiny crowd who were worried about my well-being. What happened? I don't know. I was doing the thing and then you passed out. I felt exhausted and my head felt heavy, like my neck didn't feel strong enough to hold it. Jeez, Liam wasn't joking when he said that black ghosts aren't easy to use. Scanned my surroundings for that ghost, but I couldn't find it anymore. Dude, you freaked me out. You can't do that without telling me first. Couldn't just predict it, though. I'm really sorry. I didn't know if the ghost would fade away the moment you stopped. I wanted to be helpful. You don't have to be. It makes me happy enough that you're here. If we succeed, I'll consider that a bonus. Besides, I wouldn't trade your health for anything. Got that? He nudged my head, forcing me to back off when I felt that minor pain spike. I get it, and I apologize. I won't do that again without consulting you first. I've never done this before, so I might forget something again. Can you walk? You can just lay on me, or even better, I'll carry you myself. Moved close, ready for either option, but I pushed him away. I can walk. Sometimes you're just like Ryan. Is that a good or bad thing? Patrice laughed as I walked away. Hurry up, we need to talk. Don't you know that line only brings bad news? I've heard it a lot over the years. It might be, but I'm not sure though. As we returned to the train station, I told him what happened to me and all the things I saw. Oh my god! Your reaction tells me that what I saw wasn't just a hallucination. Yeah, but that was a weird view, like you saw it through someone else's eyes. Certainly not yours. No, not at all. That voice said strange things, but I did like the last sentence of it. How did it go again? Follow your heart and be who you want to be. Yeah, it makes me feel sad for some reason. I don't know why. Patrice scratched his head with frustration. It's making me feel like I've forgotten something very important, and it's annoying me! Do you know anyone named Noah by any chance? Never met anyone with that name before, and you can trust me when I say that. Yeah, you've met a lot of people, then it has to be the driver's name, right? It might be. Did you hear the same voice speaker or was it multiple? Those scattered thoughts came from the same voice, the strongest one of the bunch. But it's hard to tell, honestly. They all sounded the same to me. I always struggled to distinguish voices. Well, I'm going to assume you heard the voice of someone closely related to the car crash. That should make our investigation a little easier. It has to be the driver's voice. It can't be. I vividly remember the scene, Joel. He couldn't possibly have survived. I'm sure that you're right, but you said it yourself. You've never heard the name Noah before. How did the driver call out to a guy named Noah? I don't know. Maybe this happened before the crash that way. Impossible. The way he spoke clearly implied that it had already happened and he was trying to rescue someone. But he was dead! He was literally the only one who died! Okay, listen, let's take it from the beginning. That way we should be able to find an answer. You can say with confidence that you only heard the driver. Only the dead can make a ghost, right? Yes, that's indisputable. And we need to figure out when he said those things. It has to be both before and after. He seemed to be distracted, maybe on the phone, then he crashed. I'm still not convinced. Driver died immediately or driver was still alive. Okay. I trust your judgment, Patrice. You're super confident about this, and I'm sure he died immediately. I appreciate that, but this doesn't exactly solve the problem. Yeah, if he didn't survive, how did this guy manage to help someone? Did he help anyone, though? You heard him calling for someone, but didn't actually see what happened. Yeah, I didn't see it. Patrice, holy shit, you're right! I love feeling like I contributed, but what did I do exactly? Let's get on the train and I'll tell you on the way back. I've got to ask Liam an important question first. You can't just edge me like that and then stop. I'm not going to say anything. Hey, don't do that. We worked so hard for you. You gotta share. I will. We walked up to the closest seats we could find and I sunk into one. Those ghosts gave me a reality check. I wasn't as invincible as I thought. Did have a lot of stamina, but it wasn't infinite either. Why don't you go ahead and take a short nap? I can wait. It's clear that you're tired. Like I'm tired, but my eyes don't want to stay closed. I hate when that happens. Can you give Liam a call for me? I'll take over when we get there. Watch the tiger dial his number, and as the phone kept ringing, it abruptly came to a stop. Oh, line's busy. He might have declined on purpose. Phone buzzed and a text from Liam displayed on top.
I'm having a meeting with Clyde. I can't call right now. Is it important?
Liam's gotten so popular recently. We're like busy trying to fix his own mess. Patrice was about to type, but I grabbed his hand. His eyes shifted toward me in confusion. I asked him how long it takes for a ghost to form after dying. Patrice mindlessly typed that question in the chat, only to realize what I had been thinking after the message was sent. So you think he was already a ghost? Remember what you told me? The occult reminds you of that crash, but we don't know why. If the driver became a ghost, then... Liam answered.
It depends. Some spirits need time to form after experiencing death, but others can manifest immediately.
Ask him if ghosts can only be seen by mediums outside the castle, I mean. Seeing them in the castle was different from seeing them outside. I was seeing the same thing. I can't see them, but it still seemed to get goosebumps around one. Patrice typed again.
It is possible for a person to see ghosts. Not permanent, just a temporary vision that strong spirits can grant.
Bingo! Well, so I got traumatized by seeing that ghost. Patrice typed another message and then looked down. That's a lot to take in, you know. How's I supposed to figure this out? Without you, I would have been stuck like this forever, and well, it sucks. I'm sure that you would have figured it out with or without me. Liam said that he tried before, remember? I couldn't do it because you weren't able to endure it. Yeah, it makes me happy to have you guys supporting me. I really appreciate it. We barely started, though. What we learned was important, but there's nothing to follow it up with except the name Noah. You'd have left for me in just a couple of days. I would hug you right now, but I smiled, pulled his arm forward, and got him to fall on top of me. That's very Ryan-like. Wrong, I can breathe this time. I liked the way he smelled, the way his fur brushed against mine, soft and warm. You brush yourself a lot, don't you? Oh, you noticed? I like how smooth it feels with some conditioner. I gently nudged him back to his seat. His kind of hug looked accidental enough, but it couldn't last for too long or it would be too suspicious. I like that. I yawned. Maybe I should take Patrice's offer to rest for the remainder of the ride. Can you keep an eye out for our stop? Yeah, go get some rest. Thought it'd be nice to place my head against his chest and drift to sleep, but that'd be crazy. And embarrassing. I must have been too tired. My inhibitions were coming down. I'll see you in a bit. I closed my eyes and drifted off until Patrice tapped my shoulder. We've arrived. It got dark so fast because I don't have time to stop by my house first. Checked my phone, skimming through my unread notifications. Ryan's already at the saffron stash. We should catch him before everyone else gets there. Sure, hopefully his day wasn't as chaotic as ours. And then I have a text from Dylan. There's a full name here. Patrice leaned forward. Could it be from Liam? Ditching it on Dylan? That's just like him to do that. Norman White. This was the driver's name. Cool, we got a completely different one. To be fair, I wouldn't shout my own name. I get it, maybe we'll learn who this Noah is as we search his family history. Russell better give me a lot of beers tonight. I worked especially hard today. Patrice, you're an alcoholic. Patrice and I were welcomed by the cleanest restaurant I'd ever seen. The floor was sparkling and everything looked brand new and in perfect condition. Russell and Ryan were crouched on the floor underneath the table, rubbing it as hard as they could. Good evening? Joel! Ah! Ryan, upon hearing my voice, ignored where he was and decided to stand, hitting his head. Careful. Patrice snorted in response and I rushed to help him. Are you okay? Yeah, it didn't hurt as much. He's got a thick skull. You want some ice? Not again, I'm good. Again? We all walked up to the counter and ordered some drinks, especially Patrice. How was your day? Fixed a car, met with Mom, talked about some stuff, nothing out of the ordinary. Should have joined us, we could have used your help. Why? We were looking into Patrice's past to find a way to overcome his trauma. You guys went full-on detective mode without me? You ran away first, I didn't even get a chance to ask. I know, sorry about that. My head's been all over the place lately. I know, I think we're all in a similar situation, and I don't just mean the castle. I just want to say... Yeah, Reikyo. I just want to say... The fingers look so soft. Like, all the characters' fingers look soft. That's it. All the fingers look so soft. I just mean the castle. Yeah. Just give me some time to think about it, okay? Ryan stood up from his seat. I'm gonna go to the bathroom for a second. Guess I'll finish his beer then. Try to stay sober enough for the meeting at least. Alright, the meeting. I should drink more then. I'll have to walk you home if you keep going. And that's meant to scare me away. If anything, you're encouraging me. I snatched his cup away and gulped it down myself. Yo, that's pettiness! Someone owed me a drink. I simply evened the score. And that's enough for Patrice. Until maybe later. Fine. Spent some more time discussing our day and having small talk until Liam arrived.
I didn't think you'd get here first.
Is that a problem?
It is! I had a few jokes ready for you, but they're unusable now since you got here faster than me.
That sure is an issue.
You say that, but I know you appreciate my comedy genius.
Seems like a castle's still making you delirious.
I get it, too shy to admit it.
Obviously, Clyde has the softest fingers.
Anyway, we got like 1 hour before everyone else shows up. Bet you want some alone time with me before the main show begins.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear any of that. Actually, I want to talk to you if that's okay.
You look so serious. What happened? You haven't talked to me in like that in years.
A lot of things, honestly. In just a day, it felt like my whole life flashed right before my eyes.
Damn. I take it you managed to learn something useful?
We confirmed that Patrice's crash is tied to the occult in a way.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
We've been trying to help in secret, but I couldn't see it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for you to praise me over it, but I like it. But I do like it anyway.
Patrice wanted to follow up on that, only for Liam to cut him off.
No, don't say it. I'd rather you be quiet.
But...
Don't say another word, okay? I won't accept your apology. I don't need it.
I see, okay. Liam. I watched his soul expand more and more, engulfing us all in an ocean of sadness.
He doesn't need to say it. Let it go.
You were lying to yourself, and I don't understand why. You were hurting yourself and Patrice.
I showed you the path. Now keep walking on it.
I had to say something. This wasn't right. This shouldn't be... It's okay, don't be mad. I have to respect his answer. Their souls looked more willing to talk than their living counterparts were until the charms hid it all away. You were just as stupid as Liam was. I sighed. I didn't have the right to meddle either. I wasn't that different from them. Let's talk about the castle already. Lee moved closer and studied me from top to bottom.
Russell was right on the money.
You were so lucky I was against violence with you in kicking range.
You're the only one who hasn't been cursed.
Do you know why?
I don't have the whole picture yet.
Then you were only good at being a bitch.
I can say with confidence that the curse is interested in you.
I needed to let this go. For Patrice. He fell silent and I didn't feel the need to stir up more trouble. I'm not ready for that kind of commitment, really.
You already know this.
Are you referring to the requirements you mentioned a few days ago?
No, these are two completely different things. A curse tends to avoid mediums if they can, which is why I needed to bait. Sorry about that. But the curse seems to treat Joel differently from us, and he's a medium too.
The castle wants you alive, that's the short of it.
To the point of allowing you a rewind.
Oh, you've noticed?
I wasn't sure, but this morning it all came back to me. You gave them your seal, and the night repeated itself.
Don't ask me how or why.
But you do know what caused it.
That was the one thing I'd rather not say. His death.
Interesting.
I thought the curse wants to kill people. I don't understand.
You gotta let go of the small fish to catch a bigger one.
Me? And why would the seal matter?
The curse feeds on souls, and killing it is just one way of harvesting it.
My seal was in the way then.
They gain more from letting you produce soul instead of outright killing you.
They see us as livestock.
Basically. And when the curse believes you're not useful anymore, death!
I was starting to understand. Emotions are deeply rooted into the soul.
That's right, by fucking with your mind, they get stronger.
I see. This method ensures a bigger quantity, but what about quality?
The law of consent.
The what now? I was hoping we weren't thinking of the same thing.
When both parties agree on something, the end result is better.
Doing something against your will creates a bad product, and forcing it creates garbage.
Correct. This reflects on our souls as well, which is why they take it slow, wearing you down until you're incapable of fighting back. It's a form of torture.
It won't always lead to a clear consent, but I get the gist of it. Nia did that to me, and then she asked me to search my memories.
Did you find anything about my sister?
No.
I know she's in there. Now that the curse is fully awakened, I just need to dig deeper.
You taught me that calling a ghost by their name will drastically increase the chance of summoning it. Why haven't you said her name already?
Patrice asked me the same thing, and well, I'll give you the same response. I want her to hear me. Regardless of how I find her, Patrice will handle this issue for me. He has a right to it just like I do.
What's the plan? The others should be here soon.
I need you to take my side and convince them to explore the castle again.
It was a tough request.
You and Ryan encountered the curse firsthand. Having you two back me up should make it easier for me.
Is there nothing else we can do?
The castle will consider them disposable and create accidents to claim their lives. They don't actually have to do anything. Lock them inside the safe room if you have to. But my charms won't hold for long, not until I figure out what the castle is after. The more we learn, the easier it gets to stay alive.
I thought this was going to be easy for you. What the heck happened?
The organization sold me out.
Your organization? You didn't mention this was a job, but an actual organization for ghosts? It's an institution that keeps an eye on supernatural activities. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Shut the fuck up, Russell. Shut the fuck up!
I was given false leads and I fell for it. Someone wanted me gone. Blake got nothing on these guys.
I'm overwhelmed again.
I know. Which is why I postponed this discussion as much as I possibly could. But we don't have time. Tomorrow night we'll have to go back. That way I can make better charms.
I'm back. He took one look at my face and his expression immediately soured. Bad. Super bad.
I need you to know what I've been limiting myself to share what's important right now.
You are?
Let's save the optional stuff for tomorrow. It includes some basic medium training.
I want to watch that. Please stop looking at me like I'm some sort of superhero. He's begging you to take him as your sidekick. Don't read my mind! It wasn't needed. Those don't count. I didn't say it out loud, okay? But, you know, if you ever considered it. No. The answer is no. It will always be no. I can barely keep myself out of trouble. And that's why I'm here. You save people and I'll save you. That's not the point! Don't use the hat. Don't use the hat. Everyone will see it.
Guess it's time.
The door swung open and some of our friends walked in. We agreed to wait for everyone to arrive, but seeing them all here in front of me forced me to acknowledge the curse in its entirety. Liam's charms wouldn't hold, especially when the soul produces more energy. While everyone settled down and greeted each other, I signaled Patrice out for a second. How are you doing? I gently tugged on his jacket. I don't know. I shouldn't have encouraged you back on the train. I thought he'd understand you. No, don't say that. Thing is, he did understand. I didn't get it, but maybe that was the point all along. There were things only people who have known each other for decades could understand. I'll go back to him after sorting everything out. It was just too early. Now I see. I hope you won't mind having another guy with you. You're so cute. Stop doing that, though. Ryan is trying to set me on fire with his mind. I'm not!
Enough gossiping, you two. Get over here. Nice! How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you took some time to rest and recharge.
Today's been shit.
Isn't that every day to you?
You assured me it would take one day. You fucked us, not just me. You fucked everyone.
I know. Listen, I didn't know that either. Let's talk it out and find a solution.
We can't put a stop to our lives just because you said so. Clyde and I have work to do besides attending school.
And you took me down with you. Yes, I know all about it, unfortunately.
You texted me about organizing yet another trip. Is this true? I came because Clyde asked me to attend, but I'm not willing to go through that ever again. It was reckless, dangerous, and we got incredibly lucky that all of us managed to escape. Not everyone died the first time around. How's your wound? I remember your hand bleeding.
Oh, that was a neat party trick I did for a friend of mine.
Russell still reacted to that claim, but as always, his unchanging and stoic expression offered no explanation. You stabbed yourself?
You want to hear about my exploration that badly? Well, the skill issue. I need to get everyone on board first.
No. I'd rather not.
That's not a no. Good sign.
Stop fucking around and tell them why they have to. I figured we'd be going back to the castle. I knew you've been hiding something. Why does Blake look so proud of himself? You left somewhere with Liam. Where did you two go? I visited a family friend to do some research. And you brought Liam?
He needed a medium. You didn't fit the bill.
Did you guys discover anything important?
Ha! Slow down. We're skipping steps. I need everyone to agree on another exploration.
When are you planning to go?
Tomorrow night.
He was betting on one more day, but from the looks of it, it wouldn't be enough. Why do you need us anyway? You're the medium. Keep us out of this. You can't do that.
I wish I could, but I can't.
I'll tell you what happened earlier today, so please listen to me. I could see the fear slowly creeping up on their faces when I told them about the pole incident. Some turned to Ryan, who nodded in agreement. That was way too intense. It's okay, just be on your guard around poles. Liam immediately snorted in response. The curse doesn't target only poles, you fucking idiot! It doesn't? Yeah, everything that can be remotely dangerous to you is now guaranteed to attack you. No way, that's crazy! You can't be serious. Liam quickly explained about the charms he distributed earlier this morning. I don't like this. How are we supposed to handle it? The castle's and a goddamn army after us. That was fun. Not at all.
We have the safe room. I'm going to finish the job.
It was wishful thinking, but we didn't have a choice on the matter. If you say it's safer for me, then I'll do it.
I like that new look in your eyes. It suits you more.
Flirting? You seem less scared. Good for you, Patrice. I don't feel like I am. My body keeps shaking. I can't make it stop. I don't want to be here. I'm doing it for her. I don't want you guys to know her name. Nia Bratt used to be my girlfriend years ago, and I hope to keep her memory alive. Liam didn't want to admit it. It was written all over his face. He was hurt just by Patrice bringing it up. I'm sorry. So sorry I didn't know. That's okay, really. I don't think I'm the only one affected by it. We all are now. I feel like we should cooperate, Blake. Like he said, we don't need to actively participate. I wasn't planning on taking action either, but if there's no way around it...
I need a favor from you, though.
More? I've been way too patient with you today.
Oh, let's not bring our private business into this conversation.
You love having the last word, don't you?
I need you to draw something for me. I'm commissioning you.
You spend too much time on the internet.
I live on the internet.
Same. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Is this related to the topic at hand?
Oh yeah, you've all met a different monster, right? I need guidelines. The best way for me to learn is by seeing who I'm dealing with.
Great.
That doesn't sound like a no either.
Well, I do like the idea of my friends being alive. What's our plan? Are you sure you don't need us? We could, provide assistance. I'm the only thing he needs.
You are indeed a powerhouse, but don't underestimate them. I don't want to put anybody at risk if I can avoid it. So, let me see what I can do on my own first. I'm trying to fix my mistake.
I understand. Shall we reveal what we discovered? We all said yes, just get on with it already. We found its origin point. A medieval castle that is dated all the way back to the golden age of our city. And the history books named it Moonlight Castle because of the way the moon shines on top of it. That doesn't offer a lot. Only why it vanishes during the day. It was given a different name after falling to its curse. The Castle of Growth. Documents related to its creator seem to have been lost to time.
But this is more helpful than you think. It could be related to the requirements I mentioned before, and if it is, it might clue me in on a way to purify the curse.
I'm relieved that we're not walking into this completely blind.
I have a couple of theories I wish to test. Hopefully I'm right.
Growth. Does this imply the castle is expanding? It could also refer to us, the people who enter its territory. Why would they care? We don't know. They'll punch my way through like I always do. Spent the rest of the night sharing information about the monsters we encountered for Blake, and described what we met during said exploration. Everyone but me met 2 monsters instead of 3.
The correct term is pillar. They're created by the curse to manage intruders. This is my first time encountering autonomous beings. The place is an anomaly.
Russell served us food as we continued working on a plan. So you need to understand what created the curse in the first place to find a way to break it.
Yeah.
I hate when I have to pretend to give a fuck. I see, having more people on it would make the process faster. I get it, but we don't stand a chance. I fought them and they were way too powerful. They didn't rely on strength alone. The weapons you provided didn't work. I know what you're thinking. They should be ready by the time we set out. I was growing tired. Is there anything else you want me to know?
I think I've covered the most important points.
Then I'll be the first one to retire.
Don't forget to pick a time for your medium training.
Remind me tomorrow. We all exchanged some goodbyes and I walked out. Are you gonna walk? I don't want to trouble you for it. You'll take longer to get home. It's fine, I just want to spend a little more time with you. Alright. It was a quiet ride. We were both tired, thinking about our own problems, and now the castle blended into it. Do you mind if I take the day off tomorrow? You don't need my permission for that. I meant from driving and everything. Oh. I need to think, make a few choices, and talk with Mom about me, I guess. I understand. If you need anything, I'm here for you. I appreciate it. Sorry for making you walk and, well, have breakfast without me. You are the only one grieving the lack of food here. Hang on, I want to check something real quick. How dare you make me feel so lonely? I'll never get over this minor inconvenience you just gave me. I was trying to be nice. There's no need to slap me with your pettiness. It's a bonus that I'm giving my best friend, cause he's skipping. I'll be there for you for the castle. More like you have to. So good to see you. The car slowly came to a halt as my apartment building came into sight. Ryan dropped me off and I collapsed onto the mattress. It didn't have it in me to do anything, not even changing into comfier clothes. My phone had several missed calls from Mom and I couldn't keep scrolling through it. A single message brought the whole world down for me. I'm coming to visit tomorrow. This was worse than being a medium. No, check this out. What is that? Oh, that is funny. Hang on, this is funny. I want to look at this first. Got poppers. Oh, it's Ryan. The S, that fucker. Clyde breathing fire. I'm so manly like men. Fucking Liam. Just Liam. Joel hiding his face. Ew. Horny jail. That. Scaredy puppy. Blake. These are all amazing. Yeah, I'm not gonna read all that. But we'll say this. Stay safe. Have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.